One Man's Opinion. Today I am reviewing Goodspeed Musicals' production of the new David Shire and Richard Maltby Jr. musical review, About Time, with music by Shire and lyrics by Maltby, directed by Maltby, with choreography and music staging by Marcia Milgrom Dodge, running through June 15th at the Terrace Theater at 33 North Main Street in Chester, Connecticut. It's about time you came and visited my Patreon page, where you can support my work here, as well as my classic cinema podcast, Yesterday's Matinee, for as little as $1 a month. You get early access to the latest episode of Yesterday's Matinee, as well as quick reviews of shows I reviewed here and additional other goodies. Thank you to my current patrons, especially my Neo and Hamilton tier patrons, and welcome to the new ones. Links to my Patreon and podcast pages can be found in the description.
Now, nowhere in sight. I searched my desk, my office. I got right down on my knees. God, I don't see my keys.
So we sit here making small talk. It's kinda nice, but part of me can't wait for it to end. You chat on about your family and folks, but though I should be coming up with small talk and some jokes, can't stop thinking you are someone that I once had sex with.
It's about
This is the third Maltby and Shire review, completing a sort of trilogy, with the first, Starting Here, Starting Now, opening in 1976, and Closer Than Ever in 1989. There is not a direct narrative, but the three reviews follow specific themes of life at a different period of one's life, with Starting Here, Starting Now focusing on the youthful adventures of love, while Closer Than Ever deals with midlife issues. About Time takes a tender look at life as a senior. From humorous numbers of wanting to go dancing when your body doesn't quite have the endurance for it anymore in All I Want to Do Is Go Dancing, performed by Issy van Randwyck, to more serious issues like legacy and what we pass on to our grandchildren with the number What Do I Tell the Children, performed by Darius de Haas. There are delightful ensemble numbers as well, like the trio of ladies, Shinnerrie Jackson, Issy van Randwyck, and Lynne Wintersteller, singing about the erotic pleasures of older women that men miss by chasing younger women in Overripe Fruit. If anything, the show is kind of short on ensemble numbers and heavy on solo songs, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The actors all get spotlighted fairly well because of the way it is structured. Though the subject matter of growing old lends itself into melancholy, Maltby and Shire choose not to let the show get weighed down in inherent finality of old age. Instead, they choose to celebrate senior living and poke fun at the aches and pains that come with it. The aforementioned What Do I Tell the Children is about as heavy as the show gets. I think this is a good move, considering the audience the night I was in attendance was mostly as old, if not older, than most of the cast. Speaking of the cast, they are all delightful. Even when Lynne Wintersteller dropped a line and had to pause the show to get her line from conductor Deniz Cordell the night I was in attendance, it was handled very gracefully and professionally. It is the end of the show's run, and Darius de Haas's voice was showing some wear and tear, but he muscled through it in spite of his vocal issues. Still, all 6 cast members were great. As far as numbers go, the second act is stronger than the first. Daniel Jenkins's I Like Jazz, which is pretty self-explanatory, and Shinnerrie Jackson's beautiful and reflective Just a House were significant standouts. The design is pretty simple. A couple of pianos and a bass take up a corner, while a door and several small roving set pieces like a sofa, a table, and some trunks and a coat rack make up the rest of the set. Maltby and Milgrom Dodge do an excellent job of keeping the show moving from song to song, so not to make either act feel overlong, which is always a danger regarding reviews. Now, you may be asking me why I didn't see the show earlier in its run, since it closes Sunday, and that's a fair question. The Terrace is Goodspeed Musicals' workshop theater, and the show is essentially still in development. We get invited to review these productions late in the run. This makes for potential positive press going forward for the show as it continues to develop at future locations before it potentially opens in New York. As the previous two Maltby and Shire reviews did make it to New York City, I expect this one will eventually as well. Though its focus is on senior life, I think it can be equally enjoyable for people of any age. About Time is in a good place in its development, and I think it has the potential, like its predecessors, for a lengthy off-Broadway run at a place like New World Stages or West Side Theater. The show only has a couple more performances here in Connecticut, so if you can't make it now, I encourage you to keep an eye out for it when it moves on to new locations, which it certainly will. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see About Time, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get tickets. Also in the description will be links to my Patreon and podcast pages, as well as my social media handles where you can support my work. You can also support me by liking and sharing this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be Hartford Stage's production of Hurricane Diane. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.